Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
Nick and Tay here. We're going to be talking about the blog that we posted yesterday.
We're back for round 2 as well with marketing talks.
Yeah.
So
round 2 of you being on here, I must have really liked you.
Well, you invited me back in, and that may be a mistake on your part, but we're going to go with it. So here we are.
I love it. I had to because of the hair. It's the hair.
It's the hair. And my impressions.
Yeah.
She loved the Regis Philbin impression from last week, so I'm back up here in a talk show format.
Your Nana liked that impression.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the real reason why I'm here is for her grandma. So.
Yeah, it's for you, Nana. Shout out.
Hi, Nana. I'm glad that you liked the impression, and we're going to keep it going this week if you're lucky. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yesterday we posted a blog. I don't know if you saw it. We're just going to go over it just in case you don't want to read it. I highly recommend reading it. It has a lot of good little facts in there. But this is just the audible and visual form of that. So the blog was about boring brands or boring industries.
And There's no such thing.
Yeah, exactly. I really, really loved it because it started out really strong. It really hooked me in because it talked about mattresses.
Yes.
And I cracked up. I went and told Matt immediately because it said, you know, if you were a mattress seller or whatever, then you were considered the most boring person in the room, which is hilarious.
They were talking about going to a dinner party and saying, get out.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about mattresses.
Yeah. And they were just like, if you sold something like mattresses or glasses, anything like that, you were considered boring. But that is not how it is today.
Not at all.
Because of branding, which is really, really cool. Some of the most on fire brands today are, we have Warby Parker. That's what they talked about. They sell glasses.
They sell glasses.
So it gave 16 ways for your brand to beat that boring reputation through content marketing.
Absolutely. And that's where we come in, and that's where we excel. And we're here to tell your story. We're here to make everything fun. We're here to help you engage with your audience, to humanize you. And I think that this blog really went through a lot of good, different things to help you out and help engage with people that you want to market to. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just going to kind of go back and forth of our favorite ones that were in the blog.
We're good at going back and forth.
Yeah. That's what we're
That's why we're here. We gab. The gift to gab.
Look at that. Okay.
Do you have the gift to gab?
Absolutely.
Do you think you do?
Yeah, I'm Italian.
So am I. I don't think I even knew that about you.
No, I didn't know that about you. We should have known. I mean, look at us.
Well, Folletta. Marbury.
Okay, so my mom's side is Italian.
Yeah.
But not my dad's side. That's where Marbury comes in.
I'm going to take you for like an Italian lunch or like to the Gagliano's Italian market and get you some like lady fingers and all the fun Italian cookies. We spotlighted them before too. So
some
speaking
cannolis.
of telling stories.
Yeah, there you go.
It's one of our local places we've spotlighted, so yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the first things. You don't care for Italian.
You're like, enough talking, please.
Please, you don't care for Italian. All right, so the first one that I really loved was tell your story.
Yes.
And that's something that we really, really hone in on here at Wake Up is the power of storytelling.
Yes.
Because human beings are just made for connection. That's what we're hardwired for, and we want to connect. And so as a brand, when you tell your story to people, it makes it so much easier for them to connect with you.
Of course.
Yeah.
And talking about some of the companies that we've worked with in town, like that's the first thing we talk about. We're like, we want to tell your story. We want to know where you came from, why this business is important to you, if it's been in your family for maybe generations, like who are you, and it helps you connect with people you want to market to, whether it's in the community, whether it's regionally, whether it's throughout the country. Like that's the most important thing is telling your story, being human. Who are you? So that's what's so important about that.
Yeah, I think another thing with that is, we were talking the other day, and you as a business owner, business leader, whatever it may be, the value of your company.
Of course.
You obviously know it. That's why you're leading the business. But the people outside don't always know it. So that's why it's so, so important to tell your story.
Of course.
To let people know, like, hey, this is the problem that I solve. I know that I can solve it. Here it is. But people on the outside don't know that unless you tell them.
Yeah, and as people in the community here, a lot of businesses around here, they've been in their family for generations and decades. And, when you're talking about years and years and years, like the story just kind of keeps accumulating. And, things change throughout, from say the 1950s or 60s till now, 2021, things change so much. And a lot of the businesses around our community have been here for so long that things change a lot. And like, that's why we're here to tell the history of that company. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to give
Yes,
yours?
I will go behind the scenes is also a really, really good one.
like
And it's
that
something we do a lot here. And some of the people we work with in town, like they really let us in, kind of going behind the scenes of their company. And, you know, we've had like ice cream shops as clientele before, and they kind of allow us to go in there and really show what the whole process is like.
Yeah.
And people want to see that. It kind of lets people in to kind of your world and to see what you specialize in. And when you go kind of behind the scenes, it kind of is that, like, what am I seeing here that maybe people don't usually see?
Yeah.
But that's kind of a cool thing, is being able to really hone in on the process.
Yes.
And the whole process is different for every single company.
Absolutely.
And, you know, just kind of going behind the scenes and allowing people to kind of gather what you do is really, really important. It really speaks volumes to your brand.
Yeah. No, we talked about it a little bit last week. We touched on it. It does just allow people to feel like, ooh, I'm knowing something that I'm not supposed to know.
Yeah, it's like taboo almost.
Yeah. And it gives them a little bit, once again, more of that connection feeling.
Yes.
Like, I feel more connected to your brand. I'm more apt to trust you because I'm seeing more of your raw, authentic self.
Of course.
Behind the scenes.
And that's what people really want to see. Like, they don't like this phony persona facade that maybe some people try and put out there.
Right.
Like, they want to humanize. They want human connection. And that's kind of what we specialize in. That's what's important for your brand, is to, as like you said, tell your story, but also kind of show that human side. And going behind the scenes is kind of almost like that. It's almost like you're being let in on something that not a lot of people get let in on. So it kind of makes that person feel special.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the big part about that one.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, actually, one of the things that this blog also talked about was be human.
Yes.
That was another way to beat the boring reputation, is to just be human. And, you know, the blog, you know, talked about being relatable and authentic and things like that. But it just reminds me of bringing it back to that, once again, human beings are made for connection.
Yeah.
We want to connect with things, and it's so much easier for a human to connect with your brand personality rather than a product or service.
Of course.
You know, if you're selling glasses, I can't connect with glasses.
Like, there's something to go on your face. That's all
Yes.
you really know about them. But like, if you have something behind that, if there's a person behind that, if there's a story behind that, that's really important. That's what allows people to kind of be like, yes, this is why I want to come here, and I choose your brand over some other brand.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think of, you know, Warby Parker was one of the brands they talked about, and what makes them so great is they even, each pair of glasses, I don't know if have you ever looked into
I have, yeah.
Each pair of glasses has its own personality.
Yes,
which
absolutely.
is great, because they know that human beings are going to be more apt to connect with a personality than just, oh, I like this green pair of thick frames.
Of course.
So
they have a whole marketing campaign behind it, being human. So it's really important.
Yeah.
The one I like a lot as well is teaming up with somebody fun. So this is kind of what I thought of automatically when I heard this one was McDonald's. And McDonald's teams up with, I think, Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And they have like a Travis Scott meal. And so like that's kind of, they know who their market is, and they're marketing to those people. And we're going to be like, okay, how can we make this fun?
Yeah.
As opposed to just going in there and ordering, you know, like a number 3 with, you know, fries and a Coke. They say, this is the Travis Scott meal.
Yep.
And people already identify with that artist who they probably love, and then they associate that with your brand. So McDonald's teamed up with them, and they're like, hey, we're gonna make this the Travis Scott meal, and people are gonna go in there, they're gonna love it. So it's like, again, it's just kind of food they already have, but they're teaming up with somebody who's very popular, who people can connect with.
Yeah.
And it goes a long way in serving their market, really.
Exactly. You have that, like you said, someone would walk in and it's like, oh, I want to be like Travis Scott, or I like Travis Scott, so I'm going to get what Travis Scott would want to eat.
Of course.
So it's brilliant.
And
it
even
really is.
and even like on a non-national level, if it's like on a local level, you know, there's people in our community that are well known, and you know, they go to different there's a guy named Sancho Man, I think his name is Sancho Man. He goes to different businesses around town, and you know, that's kind of teaming up with somebody fun and memorable. And people will recognize that, and they will associate that with your business or your brand. So it's very important.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure, it's another way to humanize your brand.
Yeah, that's kind of goes back to that as well. So
I'm gonna bring up one more that I really loved, which is educate your audience.
Yes,
I think we are starting to do that a lot more here at Wake Up, and that's why our content is more focused on, hey, we're going to, educate you on what's going on right now, the trends, the industry, even give you little fun facts, because that's what people are wanting now.
Yes.
And it's so much better. Like, imagine you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, whatever it may be, and you left feeling smarter than when you got on.
Of course.
Which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Always is.
Yeah.
I like trying to feel like I'm smart.
I think everyone does.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So. No, it's really cool though. I'm gonna kind of plug this. We're gonna start doing this thing called Wake Up Wisers.
Yes.
And they're going to be just short little reels of, little snippets of information that would be relevant to you. And the point of it is, you watch it in the morning, you'll wake up wiser than you would if you hadn't watched it.
Yes.
And that's just really cool. I think people, once again, they connect with that. They feel, it's relatable, it's valuable, it's very valuable content.
Well, I think humans were kind of like natural explorers.
Yes.
So like learning something new every single day, I try to kind of challenge myself, whether it's like actually out in the real world or if it's online in the internet world. Like, I think it gives you a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
So I think that people enjoy that feeling, and just knowing that you're going to bed more knowledgeable than you were the day before that means a lot to people. So
yeah, absolutely. Do you have any more?
Yes, the last one I have is be memorable.
Yes.
And this is kind of where people that listened to my talk last week with Taylor was I make memes. And I think that that's a really, really good way for your brand to stick out. And I usually associate it with, some kind of a TV show or a movie. And then I kind of combine their brand with that.
Yeah.
And just because people love their TV shows, they love their movies.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of make that a way for them to stick out as opposed to their competitors, because like if they see something and they're like, oh, I saw this meme today that really, really made me laugh.
Exactly.
They're going to associate that with, oh yeah, that was on the, like you said, Warby Parker, that was on theirs, or, that was on Baskin Robbins page today. So that's kind of something that the way I look at it is that makes your brand and your business stick out that not maybe every business is doing. So
yeah,
like I'm the meme believer around here, so that's why I make them, and I think they stick out and help out. So
I agree. I believe in them too.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
She does all the meme postings, so I mean,
do.
she has to believe in them.
I do believe in them, yes, and I do post them.
Except for that one time when you came up to me and you're like, "That's not really that funny." I'm like,
"That did not happen." He's making things
like,
up
what do you
now.
know about making memes?
No,
she never.
It didn't even happen.
She never
He's
did
salty
that.
about it.
She never did that.
This is an actor right here. If you
I try.
haven't been able to tell.
I try.
Yeah.
I think you have the hair for acting, so I think that you should probably be an actress.
When I was younger, I wanted to be an actress so bad.
Did you?
Yeah.
What kind of like movies are you into? We're letting you in right now in our company culture. So.
Dirty Dancing. Don't you think I could be?
Yes.
Oh, what's her name?
Shoot.
Well, I mean, in the movie it's Baby, but
yeah.
What's her real name? I don't know, but I have the hair for it.
She has the hair for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've been trying to tell her that. So
yeah. You could be Patrick Swayze.
I could be that. Yeah, I could be Patrick. Comment down below and tell her what kind of role she would be good in.
Yes. Tell me what movie you think that I could act in. Be nice, please. Just kidding. Give it to me.
Unleash.
Yeah.
Unleash
please.
on her.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I can take it.
You have my permission.
Fine.
And then she can take it out on me. So.
Yeah. All right, guys.
That's the last one I had. Be memorable.
Yeah, that's it. So, I really do recommend actually going to read the article. You can see we posted it yesterday.
There's 16 of them.
Yeah, we linked it. So go read it. It has a lot of good information. So if you, I don't know, if you think you are in an industry that could be typically boring.
There's no such thing.
There really isn't such
And that's
thing.
why we're here. We're here to help you stick out.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the industry is. If you think it's boring, think again, because you can do it with anything.
Yeah.
So
we want to help you tell your story, want to help you be memorable, humanize your brand, all of those things, everything that's going to make people want to connect with your brand. So
well said.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys.
See
We
you
do
guys
this every
soon.
week.
Let's
Yeah.
do it again. And I got more impressions next week, so be careful.
There you go, Nana.